they have. Okay, looks like we're getting underway straight away. So I was expecting some map picking to be going on there, but I'm guessing this is Dopeskillz' pick. And away we go. I think it'll be a close game. I think Dopeskillz with the slight advantage. We'll see. Good control right from the start. Got to watch out for that LG though. I played Lugia in Thunderdome, and his LG, it's almost like it's on you as soon as, just as you see him and think, oh, I better start firing, he's already hitting you with his LG. It locks on really quickly. Lugia was doing well there, but it's allowed Dopeskillz back into the armor room. Dopeskillz just missing the falling backpack there. You could see what he was doing. I'm not quite sure how those LG cells managed to miss. Hello, Milton. I'll feel even more self-conscious about my terrible dual analysis now. Yeah, no problem, say, don't worry about it. Why is no one trying to control Meag? On this map, Dopeskillz doing that fake drop very well there. You can sometimes end up with a broken leg if you stay up too long, and it's obvious that what you're doing. But, that was well executed. On this map, if you're going for Meag, if your opponent's going to be in mid, then it's quite very difficult to escape. So it's a big risk to go for Meag. On the other hand, if you can get it and you're stuck down the bottom, then Meag and green together is almost the same as having red, so it can be useful. It's just that you're at such a positional disadvantage by being down there that it's quite often it's almost like one of the, as Jahar would say, one of the poverty items. It's not a main item on this. It's not one you would look to control if you were in control on the map, let's say. That was quick thinking by Dopeskillz to stay just on the surface and get the discharge kill in. Again, well executed fake drop there. Catches Lugia out. Dope having watch out there, he didn't have much health left. This is Dopeskillz' I'd say it's his strongest map, so I think on the newer maps like Bravado and I don't know about Lugia on Shifter. I think he's practiced it with Kip quite a bit. I think Aero Walk maybe Lugia has quite a good chance. Skull, I wouldn't even make a prediction. I have no idea if, how much either of these guys like Skull. Hammer saying Shifter's normally Lugia's first pick, so maybe we'll be seeing that next. I've definitely seen him practice it with Kip. They've put some effort into. It's the map that if you put the effort in, you can have a big advantage. So I know that he has practiced it with Kip quite a bit. I think that's 3 times now Dopeskillz has absolutely nailed that fake drop at yellow. That was a nice attack by Lugia though.
Hey Meag.
Hi Say, good to have you with us. If you do need to go again, don't worry, just
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, obviously.
I've kind of half been watching it on the phone. I see you commented on Dopeskillz nailing the fake drop on red.
Yes, he's done it 3 times now. He hasn't been.
Yeah. We were practicing it the other night.
I see. All his
like
secrets exposed now. There you go.
Yeah, he always did the one where it like does like the leg break noise rather than the drop.
Right.
And it made it so predictable because it's like very hard to genuinely make that noise.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we kind of spent like half an hour figuring out how to just do the regular one.
See, well, it's paid off for him. He's done it 3 times in a row without any problems. Yeah, every time.
I mean, has it like fooled Lugia every time?
It certainly did. I think twice at least. I'm not sure the last time it worked, but
it's quite good to use because you can obviously double fake, like drop when if they think you're going to do it every time, and you can real drop rather.
Yeah.
It's confusing. We did figure out as well. There's a way to legitimately make the leg drop noise down there.
Okay.
If you stand like under the yellow part and rocket jump over the bridge and back down the other side and land on the lower step rather than kind of the level ground,
right,
it does actually make a leg drop noise.
See. So you've got to hurt yourself and right. Okay.
Yeah. It's completely pointless, but
hey, no one would expect it if
I would say that we spent too much time on this, but someone obviously spent quite a lot of time to figure out it originally.
That's true. Yeah, so Dopeskillz takes the first map as DM4. No real surprise there.
It's pretty straightforward for him.
And Lugia goes for Bravado first, so I did think that would be one of the maps he'd have an advantage on.
Yeah,
it's one of his best chances, so.
I don't really know much about him. And his picks, I know he's got a good shaft. That's about all I do know.
Hello to Zombie in chat. You'd better not be taking any notes on good skills or anything because I play him tomorrow.
Luigi got the full start.
Good rocket, but good grenade from Dopeskillz as well. Dopeskillz a little slow to go for that. He could have been a bit faster to get the yellow. He gets it anyway.
Oh, it was closer than it needed to be. I think one thing about Dopeskillz is if he doesn't know the map, he's very good at playing smart and like not letting the game get away from him. He's always kind of in with a chance. I've never seen it like run from the bottom before. He kind of just holds that bottom area.
Yeah, he is. I've seen BPS do that. One of his Bravado games. He was just very dominant just from that century. It's a bit like doing ZTN from the center. Kind of.
Yeah.
It's amazing the number of spawns that are accessible to you if you stand there.
I suppose as well you've got full red control. You've got cells spawning. If you can keep on top of them, obviously the quicker you pick them up, the quicker they respawn.
Yeah, I think every single spawn is audible from there as well. Oh, good attack from Dopeskillz, good rocket. Lugia trying to boomstick him down and gets him.
What's Lugia's background?
I have it in my head, it's CPMA, I think, rather than reflex. I think that's right. Someone will no doubt correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. No, he played me in Thunderdome and he had to download Monsoon and then beat me at it because he recognised it from Quake 4 or something. So.
Okay. I didn't realise that was a Quake map previous to QuakeWorld.
Yeah, it's part of a Mix project to convert Quake 3 or other games to Quake 1. He's done quite a few of them, but that was the one that seemed to be most viable for Thunderdome. So.
Yeah, some maps just don't work in QuakeWorld. I always enjoy playing CPM 3A. I don't think that's really everywhere. There's a few different versions in QuakeWorld, but none of them seem to play that one.
I'm not sure what the CPM. I'm not picturing it on the top of my head, so I'm not. It's probably one that I've tried as part of that project. But,
yeah, I think you'd know it if you saw it. It's one of the. It used to be one of the most popular CPM maps. played CPM for ages. I didn't realise it was still alive. I used to really enjoy playing it.
See, Fourier is back to the game in a minute, but Fourier is converting apparently the #1 reflex map. It's the one that I've seen lots of people play it on anyways. He's converting that to QuakeWorld. I had a quick try of it the other night. It's really interesting. It's got hardly any health, which puts like a load of emphasis on the Mega, but it's got quite a lot of armor, so it plays very differently than the others.
Yeah, I'd probably know it if I saw it, but I don't know any reflex maps by name. Is it the one with like the bars at the bottom, with where the red is?
The red's sort of on a perch above some lava or something, so you've got to. It's just in a corner.
At the bottom of the map?
Yeah.
Is Mega on like a little perch on its own?
Yes, that's right. There's a lift to go up to it, I think, as well. But yeah, it played quite well, but I don't know if it'll stay like that or if more health will get added or whatever, but it plays plays quite differently, and it was... the first time you play it, you think that's quite frustrating. Where's all the health? I need health, give me the health. Why have I got no health? Oh, now I'm dead. But I think if you were to play it, you know, once you knew the map a bit better, I think it would just put a load of emphasis on Mega control. It'd be really interesting. But we'll see. He's hoping to finish it in the next month or so anyway, so... Right, so we're watching this. This is Lugia getting his own back on Dopeskillz at the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty much exact opposite of DM4.
That is something, when I played Lugia as well in Thunderdome, you expect... I don't know if this is just me being completely prejudicial or whatever, but you get these guys who come from other games and their LG is really strong, and you just expect them to just charge at you with the LG. Lugia is really good at just making the map go absolutely silent and just totally unnerving you, and then hitting you with really strong LG.
Yeah.
Which is even worse.
Yeah, he's playing pretty smart at this point. He knows he's won the map, and he's just, if he doesn't need to attack, he doesn't attack. Like then he knew Dopeskillz was going to get the red, so he just kind of accepted it and let him get on with it.
And Dopeskillz has finally got a little bit of control at last. Oh, he's doing... That's what you do when I play you. It's just every time I teleport or come to a corner and then you're just disappearing around the next corner. It's so annoying.
It's an art. I think the telly's quite a good escape route on this map though, because you could go one of 3 ways, and 2 of the 3 ways you can disappear different ways down them corridors as well.
Yeah.
Personal favourite is to go straight on, drop down, back into the telly. I wonder if Dope's gonna go full DM on his ass.
Well, you see, I don't think they picked all the maps at the beginning, so if I was Dopeskillz and I'd just been... I mean, this could be like a 30 frag loss here. I'd be going for something that I could totally control and slow down.
Yeah,
just to knock him back out of his rhythm again.
I think could be interesting if Dope picks something like ZTN. I think he could do pretty well on that.
Yeah.
He's not known for it, but he's very capable on that map. I don't know if he's got the confidence in himself that I have on it, but he always seems to give me a tough time on that.
Have you played Dopeskillz on Shifter? Because there was Hammer was saying that Lugia normally picks Shifter.
I played against him on our game, our in our HammerTime game. I picked it, I think it's my third map. But I've not practiced it for the two. So he definitely has played it. I don't think he's that familiar with it though.
I think we'll see Shifter, Aero, DM2 and DM6. Yeah, very strong win for Lugia there, getting his own back. Dopeskillz goes for DM6.
I think you can always guarantee his last map will be DM2. No messing, straight in.
I thought Dopeskillz was really unlucky to lose this to Badaisy, so...
Yeah, he was. He played really well in that series. First frag to Dope, he got the red. Oh, just missed each other then.
Yeah, good start for Dope.
I think I was quite fortunate to play Dope when I did, and steal a 6-0 win up.
That's good tactics, that just wait till he's jet lagged and then...
Sent him to LA for a week, it was expensive.
That's some dedication to the tournament though, well done.
It probably would have been cheaper just to offer him a bribe. But he wanted the holiday.
You knew your price. Dopeskillz is going to have to try that jump at least another... Well, he's failed it once, so we need 2 successes now, or...
I played a game last night with Monk, and I hit it first time, I didn't bother trying it again. I'll be back in 1 sec.
No problem. Okay, Dopeskillz keeping, leaving the red until Mega was 10 seconds away there. Yep, good control. Oh, he's missed it twice, now we're going to need 3 successes. This is not looking good for our hero. Okay, Lugia should now have timing on red at least. Is he snuck in here? Oh. So Dopeskillz with a big stack advantage gets taken down to 60 health with in the LG fight. That's twice now I think Lugia's sort of won the fight, but he's starting off with such a disadvantage. More good mega timing from Dopeskillz. Yeah, Lugia really needs to maybe try and take one of these fights just after Dopeskillz takes a red, and then try and get in and finish him off before the next one. I should have a scoreboard or something on the screen for how many times Dopeskillz fails that jump now. I'm sure he's only doing it because he's being streamed. Nicely done. Is he going to delay this for another 5 seconds maybe? Okay, so he took out earlier than normal, which gives him less time to get back to red. Jump sees him right this time. Oh, good attack by Lugia though. Dopeskillz is weak. If he'd spawned red, it'd be very defendable right now, but unfortunately not. Lugia should face the other way and then... okay. Okay, nicely done. So, big spell of control for Dopeskillz, but 11 frags. Can Lugia make something out of this? That's good rockets from Dopeskillz again. Oh, nicely done by Dopeskillz. After all that, he's very light on rockets, but got control of the map back. Oh. That must have been just single units difference. That looked like I thought Dopeskillz had won that race to red there. Lugia out rockets. No longer out of rockets, he's got the pack.
Okay, I'm back, sorry.
Yeah, I think Lugia's just given Dopeskillz the mega. Yeah, he really needs to go back and get the red now. And Dopeskillz steals a red as well, so yeah.
I was about to say possible comeback, but we don't know.
Okay, Dopeskillz has, I think he's failed that jump 3 times now. Quite a few times now Lugia is winning these shaft fights, but...
Yeah, Dope's got a good pack here.
He's always able to just fall back on the red. Dopeskillz, I think, has made that ramp jump twice and failed it 3 times, so... I know he wouldn't want that to go unmentioned. Thanks for the host, Respect to Taco, thank you.
got quite a few specs.
Yeah, 12 years, that's more than expected, so.
I think probably Aero Walk's going to be the most interesting map, if that's picked. Dopeskillz is no slouch. Dopeskillz showing him a German shot.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Aerowalk's probably going to be the closest map between
Yeah,
I can think of that these guys would be playing, so. Alright. Dope takes map 3. It's going with serve so far. Lugia goes for Aerowalk, so we were expecting a shifter at some point. Maybe that'll come last. Yeah, Lugia did. He picked when I only knew him as this, like, oh, he came from CPMA and whatnot, and then in my Thunderdome game he picked DM4, and I was like, oh crap, who is this guy? So.
Yeah, he seems like a decent player. I've not really ever seen him on servers or anything.
Alright. Good start for Dope. He got the weapons on the Mega on the red.
Traded.
Shouldn't have said that. Yep. Okay, he gets second red. Lugia makes his way up to pick up the LG. So fight over Mega now.
Dope had the stack having took Mega mid-fight, but still came out worse off.
Yeah. Nicely done that.
Dope stole Mega and Yellow. I still nearly lost the fight. So in chat they're talking about the league format and playing 6 maps.
Yep.
Those are things that it's a bit anticlimactic to have 6 maps if it can be a draw. I disagree to be honest, I've not really thought about it as a draw. Just have to kick map by map.
Yeah, I would like to see. See, I quite like that all the maps count. So even if someone gets beat, especially in like Division 1, when you're looking at BPS and Locust, every map they lose during the season, before their final game in BPS versus Locust in the last week, it's all going to add up. So every time they play a match, every time, although you might not expect them to ever lose a match against an opponent, every DM2 or whatever, they've really got to be careful.
Yeah, I think every map they lose is really a buffer on what they can afford to lose against each other when they play.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, I do have some sympathy with the people that are getting beat 30-0 after 5 minutes and just want to type break. And you think, yeah, that's true. If there was a points for a match win, then that would, you know, they wouldn't have to play out a map that was completely dead.
Yeah.
If someone can solve that problem, then please, please get in touch, because I can't think of it.
Both mega low, Dope on 3 and Lugia on 13. Neither's got armor. Dope takes it.
Okay, so Dope in control here, but well, he's got the Mega, so he's alright. Expect to see Lugia go for red there. Oof. Yeah.
This has got that Lugia struggling.
Yeah.
He's got control of yellow now as well. Nice.
You could just see the outline of, you could just see the sort of the right foot of Dopeskillz there when he was standing.
Mega's about, yeah, Dope will get Mega and yellow. It's pretty welcome for him.
Maybe if it was a 3-3 draw, you could have a one map decider that gave the winner an extra half a point or something, I don't know. Need to think about that. Or there was 1 point for the match win, and that went to...
Or if it's 3-3 draw, just go to DM6 in pre-war and to see who does the jail jump first.
That's another possibility, yep. Trick jumping for the win, that's right. Or slide 1, who can do that the fastest.
It's a really close game. Dope's kind of just holding on. Like I said earlier, he's really good at just staying in the maps and not being stupid.
He's got that red.
There and took the red up.
That was a nice play. Now the yellow, so he knows that Lugia is...
Am I quiet again?
You were a bit quieter than maybe normal, but you're okay
Is that
now.
any better?
Yes. Sorry, I should have checked the volume. It seems to be different volumes every time someone connects on Discord, so...
Yeah, I had my mic pretty much turned right down. I had a cheeky game of CS yesterday and I was so raging at my team I thought I'd turn it down so they didn't hear me.
Nice movement through the telly there.
Yeah, Lugia's snuck this one away in the last minute or so. Yeah, I think Milton's got a valid point saying that 7 maps would kind of keep the same format, but obviously you'd have a winner.
Yeah.
I guess it would add another map to the pool as well, so it's another map in circulation. Which I'm sure the Reflex boys will be happy about, unless the extra map is like DM3.
E1, M2 or something, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can win Ferraris on it, I don't know why we're still not still playing it, but they are. Yeah, that is one. I mean, I think it's a great tournament. And it's worked out really well, but I know some people are a bit miffed at some of the, like, just in the edge cases of the league placements. I mean, you never know, because when at the start of a tournament someone might not have been playing for a while, and then you know, they put a lot of effort in, and then 3 weeks later they look like they're in the wrong division, you know. So even that stuff will never be 100% either. But I do have some sympathy for it, especially when the other night Jahar streamed the game between Thor and Mushy.
Okay, I saw minutes of that.
It was a 3-3 draw, and at the end Jahar said, "And how will that affect the standings? Who knows?" Right, so, well, I'll maybe see you next week, kind of thing. It was like a bit of an anticlimax to, you know, it's just difficult, I suppose. But it was good to watch the 6 maps, but yeah, Dopeskillz not taking any time at all there to decide what map he wanted next.
Thanks, wife, Ludlow. Okay, so Dopey's got Mario Mega. Lugia's got yellow, not going for top Mega.
Dopeskillz well though. So both Megas in a red, Lugia still in a yellow.
Okay, Lugia's found his way to Ari Mega. And face planted the wall.
No, this does not like, yeah. Those kind of fights totally favour whoever had the Megas there.
He was unlucky not to catch him then. Okay, both Megas are in sync.
Now.
Boom. He was waiting for that. Yeah, Dopeskillz, Lord Lame says that Lugia plays this with Kip, so he could be in some trouble.
Kip's a good DM2 player. So.
Yeah, I've not played Kip for years, to be fair, but he's always been a decent DM2 player.
Lugia could have done the extra step there and done a Milton and opened up the big room floor before standing behind the telly and waiting to knock Dopeskillz into it. Annie did it as well in the stream. I just call it doing a Milton because I've noticed Milton doing it in the 2v2s sometimes. When
I've seen that, so open the floor and then
Yeah.
to top and shoot them off.
Yeah, just rocket jump out of the yellow box and then just stand behind the telly waiting to fire a rocket into the wall, just as they come through the telly. Annie did it to a Coiny, and then tried to do it again before and was just sort of fiddling around, just finding the right spot at the teleporter, and then a Coiny came through and telefragged him. So the second time didn't go quite so well, but the first time was perfect.
You can't stand directly behind it, can you? Or do you get telefragged?
I would need to test that. See, that's how little I've done that. I don't think you can. I think you have to stand off to the left.
Yeah. Okay, Dope's trapped here. Oh, I like that. I like the exit. That's straight out of something I'd do. Infuriating to play against someone who does that. You think you've got them trapped and then they just walk off. You've just got to be careful. He's pretty low on rockets. I say 9, but one fight and without restocking it could be in trouble.
So he did that again, and Dopeskillz was almost just turning that way just as he came out of teleport there. So.
First rocket just completely ruined him.
Nice rocket jump to the high mega. Not messing around with any stairs there, just straight from the platform.
Yeah, Dope's pretty reliable at getting up to the top. I was about to say his rocket jump is really good, but oh, Dope's got
watch out, yeah. Oh, he stole away the red at least.
I think I would have been tempted with an axe kill then. He's going to need a lot of boomstick hits to make that work. Oh, he's got out. I think Dope made that.
Dopeskillz almost went back to finish him off there.
Yeah, that's a really tricky jump to get right. That's a jump actually that has really helped me, completely unrelated to Quake, but doing that jump to get out of the lava's quite beneficial in one of the Counter-Strike maps. Where you've got to kind of, there's a window where you can jump to a ledge and you've got to be kind of out the window before you jump. It's exactly the same kind of mechanic as the... Only game in mid-air in big.
Yep. Dopeskillz is starting to feel very, very relaxed, you can tell. But he was down to, you know, a good hit from a rocket would have taken him down there just at the end.
Yeah, one whistle past his face. Yeah, I see Hammer's replied on the Twitch chat. I don't think anybody's disagreeing with the rules. Everyone, I think, is in agreement that it's a really good tournament. It's just merely discussion. I personally like it the way it is.
Yeah, I know we did have a big conversation about this, and I think the conclusion was to add, because we're talking about maybe there was only going to be 7 maps in the pool, so the idea was eventually to add an 8th one, just to give everyone a bit more of an option. And I think it's worked fine. I think especially if it's tight going into the last week, then it'll be... It's spammered.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried he was trying to break there, but it was fine. Yeah, I think going into the last week, if it's tight games there, then...
Yeah, I think it could be open to more criticism, result and league placement dependent, but no, I mean, for me personally, I think it's worked really well. I don't think I would have changed anything.
That's the problem with tournaments like Thunderdome's going to be kicking off again soon, and I think when that's in the lower divisions especially, it's a best of 3. But that means you're waiting a week for the best of 3, and you might be waiting, your tournament might be over in 2 weeks, but and the tournament only kicks off once every 6 months, you know, it's not ideal. So
yeah, I think Thunderdrome's been kind of a bit of a staple, hasn't it, for the dueling?
yeah.
So it'll always be there, and I think it'll always be respected. Personally, I think this tournament's been much more enjoyable, each their own. I think what I've got mostly out of this is I've learnt new maps, and maps I perhaps didn't like, I've been forced to play, and just to get on with it really. But I haven't.
Nice footwork from Dopeskillz there.
Yeah, it's really good.
Lord Lame's asking when Thunderdome is out. I think Thunderdome 11. Currently they are... I'm only going by what Google Translate is telling me from the Russian that's going on in the Discord channel. But I think they're talking about having rules that you can... There'll be a lot of like pre-approved maps. We've missed the end there, but yeah, Dopeskillz, very comfortable winner.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
We're expecting Shifter, but we don't know. Adrenaline giving a compliment and then restricting it quite sharply in the next sentence.
You're the best Quake player in your house.
Good looking girl in the room. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, sorry, I was talking about Thunderdome and Google Translate telling me what's happening. I think VVD's idea is to have a set of pre-approved maps just to make sure that maps like, well, in his example, POV or CMT4 aren't chosen. But so the admins have to approve a load of maps, but you can then replace maps from the standard pool with any of those if you both agree. So we'll see what makes his approved list and what goes into the standard list, I guess. But
you know, when you said that, I just immediately imagined a CMT4 duel, and I can't think of anything better.
Yeah, sounds like great fun to me. But
yeah. Oh man, that could be like extreme DM2 camping on that yellow armor ledge.
That's true. And it'd be helping your 4v4 as well, so what's the complaint?
I think out of all the Quake maps, that's the one I've enjoyed playing the most over the years.
Even CMT1B in a duel. Can you imagine going for red in that? Whew. Just getting stuck in that little lantern thing that's hanging down from the ceiling. No, thank you. Yeah, he has. Rag is also pointing out he's pushing on with his modifications to shifter. Yeah, he's got a crying face there. I can only agree to that. So this is the map as it is at the moment. With BVD's changes, you've got 2 lightning guns, and I think there's another yellow armor up the top. I don't know what other changes he's made.
Is that yellow replacing something, or?
I think it's replacing the high green armor. Yeah.
Okay. Just off the cuff, that doesn't sound good to me, but I guess we'll wait and see.
The other LG is just to the left here, so you've got Mega, rocket launcher, grenade. Sorry, got rocket launcher, red, Mega, and lightning gun all in this one line.
I think the way it is pretty balanced, just for the fact that you can sneak attack people. You don't need to necessarily have the stack because you can just get behind your enemy quite easily.
Oh, well, that was unlucky. Dopeskillz dived for the red there, but Lugia made it in time.
Yeah, Lugia looks comfortable here.
I think after this tournament's done, so at some point, I think near the end of March, we'll do a one. I think a couple of us talking about doing a one-day tournament to try out different more Kenya maps. So it'd be like maybe a best, like 3 maps in the pool and having a best of 3. And it would just be sort of a one night, Sunday night kind of thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll be that reflex map that Fury is finishing. That'll be a good chance to try that out. And
yeah, I think this tournament's kind of established Shift was a viable map, and Skull as well, I suppose. Although Skull's kind of always been around.
It's always been around. It's just been stepped over for overlooked. Sorry for I don't know what reasons, but there you are.
Yeah, I've always quite enjoyed playing it. Actually, I don't say always, just recently, since I'd never really played it before. It seems to be a fun map. Yeah, I think Dope's in trouble here.
Alright, yeah, sorry, A1FR, I'm not sure how to... AFR, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Or if you've got another name in QuakeWorld and I've forgotten your Twitch handle. But, yeah, that's what we did with... We did some, we called them Eclipse Cups last year. Or it might even have been the end of 2017. So... they worked out quite well. They lasted about 4 hours, I think. And we had generally needed between 8 and 16 people. They worked out pretty well. So it was guaranteed a minimum of 3 matches if you entered, and then obviously you had a few more if you made the knockout stage. Hi Annie. Yeah, very early match. Dopeskillz has to. This is a sweet spot between before Dopeskillz heads off to pick up his kids from school, I think, so, or nursery or whatever they're at.
I was just checking that Lugia's LG percents is probably averaged about high 30s, 40 over the series.
Nice. say nice, when you're up against it, it really isn't nice at all.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a strong map for Lugia.
Well, Hammer expected Lugia to pick this first because he thought that was, you know, sort of, he was making it his map in this tournament, but.
So they battle each other and Dope gets the better of the spawn.
Yeah, Lugia getting picked out. If you do wait around at red, it can be a bit of a death trap.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed on this map is you have to time the armors pretty well. You can't just sit and wait for them. You have to arrive within a second or two. They're quite easy to ambush positions. We'll play Lugia. So it looks like we're going for a 3-3 draw. Pretty predictable.
I did wonder, I thought maybe Dopeskillz could maybe sneak an airwalk or something, but...
He was definitely in with a shout with 3 or 4 minutes to go, wasn't he?
Hammer making a point to you there in the chat about I found myself doing this in my maps as well, in my division as well. I just want everyone to draw 3-3 now. I just want just to spread my bets. So unless they've already lost about 20 odd maps, then I just want as many 3-3 draws as possible. I want.
Although I agree. I'm slightly biased towards Dopeskillz. I always want him to win. He's one of my better friends in the community, so I'll always want him to win 6 now.
Yeah, old clan mate as well.
Yeah. Some interesting discussions on the Twitch chat today. Some good points. I think it's key to remember that discussion's good. Nobody's like slating the league or saying that this rule's bad. It is just discussion.
Yeah, I do think that over the past, I mean, I've only been here again since 2015, so I'm sure there's lots of arguments that have been had in the 15 years that I missed, but certainly it seems like in the last year or two people have been more open to trying new maps and new tournaments and things, so I'm hoping that's a positive. I would like to see maps that, I mean, if we do get rid of the DM maps, then I'd like to see at least variation in playstyles, I suppose, between the maps that are in the pool in any tournament.
Yeah.
And as long as it's got that, then I'm not particularly fussed. My favourite Kenya map of all time, I don't think it ever got finished because Fuchs had problems with, some people had FPS problems on it, but I think maybe that, I can maybe fix that now with knowing a bit more about why Easy Quake's so slow. It's called Pipe Up B3, and I don't think anyone's ever played it, but it plays it's quite claustrophobic, and the walls are quite chunky, and it feels like quite an old map, but it's, you know, there's 3 or 4 exits out of every room. It plays quite fast as well. But then he tried to modify it just to get rid of the FPS problems, and I wasn't so keen on the other versions, but I don't think it ever had a final version in the end. But that would be my pick for one to try out.